Many people just don't know much about contracts. They're scared of them, they're concerned about them, and it's understandable, but really buying real estate, there really is no rules. Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. So on my channel, I talk about how I built my empire. Started at 19 years old, bought my first property, 6,000 square foot commercial building. Continued to build my wealth, and when I was 28, I was a millionaire, just from my real estate investments alone. On this channel, I kind of show you exactly how I did it and how I continue to do it. And that was like 30 years ago when I hit my first million. I have a book. It's called Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. It's on Amazon and Kindle, and you get it for about 10 bucks. And it shows you exactly how I started and how to get organized and do that thing. So for the price of a drink, you can get my book. Anyways, I'm gonna talk a little bit about contracts. Many people just don't know much about contracts. They're scared of them, they're concerned about them, and it's understandable, but really buying real estate, there really is no rules. Especially in today's day, you can do owner financing, and I did a lot of owner financing when I was younger because I didn't have any money, okay? I couldn't have any credit. I didn't have any credit. I could come up with maybe a down payment, but no credit. Or I come up with a down payment by getting a partner, but if I got a partner, then I got to split the profit. So let's talk about contracts a little bit. I got the most simplistic contracts you'll ever see anybody written. Look, a 10-year-old could write them, because that's how simple they can be. So we're gonna talk about contracts and some of the things you need to know. Number one thing is you got to make a deal, right? You got to make a deal. You don't want to buy anything over market. You don't even want to pay full price. You want to get it under market. So you got to have, you got to basically, to start with, you got to know value, okay? So you got to know value, okay? This is really, I'm kind of deviating a little bit from contracts, but I want you to understand, I'm talking about before you write a contract, you need to know what the property's worth, because you don't want to get yourself stuck in something. You can't trust an agent. Agent makes money off of you. So you got to know value for yourself. Okay, so let's talk about the basics of the contract anyways. So you can write one on a napkin. I've written contracts on napkins. Absolutely written contracts on napkins, because usually I meet at the dinner table. I meet at a Starbucks or a coffee shop or wherever, a cafe, and we start talking about, what do you want for it? That sort of thing. I don't like to intimidate people with a contract. Most of the contracts I have now, they're 14 to 30 pages, because agents got to cover their butt and everybody's worried about being sued. But if you're dealing one-on-one with a seller, that's not such an important thing. You just want to get a deal. You want to get a deal written and signed. You can even argue about other little minor matters later, like who pays, for the title or, that sort of thing. But I try to keep things clean. So let's talk about, I wrote here no value. You can't even, I haven't written so long that my felt markers aren't even working very well. So let me see if I can find a better one here, and we'll get busy. Okay, let's talk about a contract. This will have to do. Okay, so first thing, you need a description of the property, right? So you can just write purchase agreement, and I'm going to abbreviate. Okay, and we'll just write address, right? Address. Sometimes you can put a legal description. If it's a piece of land, you're going to probably have to use a legal description. Not a big deal, but anyhow, you got to have a description of what the asset is that you're purchasing. Okay, so now let's talk about price. Okay, so price, we'll just say whatever, 100,000, 100K. Okay, that's understood. There's the price. Now, if we're talking about terms, we say how much down? Say $10,000 down. Okay. What's also real important is the terms. How are you going to pay the balance? So the balance, 90K, and let's just say, for the sake of simplicity, let's just say that this is going to be an owner-carried contract. So it's going to be that $90,000 is going to be secured by the property with the first trustee. So we know it's secured by first trustee, 90K, and let's say you figure it out, or I tell you, play with an amortization schedule, but you're going to get the best interest, so you say 90K, and you say amortized 10 years, or fully amortized 10 years at, let's say 5% interest, okay? You get as good a deal as you can. 5% interest, okay. So that kind of says it all. Now you could go ahead and calculate and figure out what the payment is, because the seller may want to know that, but either way, the payment is what it is. If it's fully amortized 10 years, that means you're paying an interest and principal over a period of 10 years. That last payment, 120 payments, it's paid off. Okay, so I've got the agreement, the address, the price, the down payment. Now we're going to know the terms. The terms are, I mean, other than the carried 10 years, let's say we're just going to make it simple, because usually when I make a deal, I try to make it very simple. So I say buyer and seller split title and escrow fees. Okay. Now I don't want to assume anybody has ever made a deal before, but so to back up, title policy is insurance to assure that they do own the property, you know, and make sure that there's no encumbrances or, you know, that there's debts owed on it. And especially when you're going to carry a note like that, you got to go to title. You got to make sure that the title's clear. So the only contingency is going to be on clear title. So they're going to split the escrow fees, and of course the sale is subject to clear title. Just make it simple. Clear title. And that's really basically the seller's ability to deliver clear title, meaning he doesn't owe anything on it, and the title company will prove that he doesn't owe anything on it, and that's where he'll create the encumbrance or the debt, the lien, which will be $90,000 in this case. Okay, so you've got the terms. Now the next thing is going to say, we agree to do this within 30 days, or 60 days, or 90 days. So you write, we'll close in 30 days. Okay, we'll close in 30 days. It's that simple. You can say we'll close in 30 days, or you can say 30 days after signed contract, after, but you're sitting right at the table, and you just go, we'll close in 30 days. Okay, so you've got the terms agreed, the price agreed, the property's identified, you've got split escrow fees and title, and we'll close in 30 days. I don't even have to put the name of the title company on here. Doesn't matter. I might do it, but it's not necessary. You're making a deal. You're making a deal. As you're writing this deal out with somebody and you're discussing it, what will you take? Does this sound good? Can you carry a note or not? Maybe they want all cash, whatever. You agree to these terms while you're sitting there, and you're making sure they agree with everything. Say, okay, I'm going to write that out. Okay. And then when you're done writing down everything that they just agreed would be acceptable, you go, okay, let's sign it. And I'll go open up escrow. I'll go to a title company and I'll open escrow. And then you just turn it around and you put a little X there, and you got seller, and you got buyer. And then what you do, before you even turn that sheet around, you sign it, okay? Okay? You sign that deal, okay? And once you sign it, and now you turn it around, and this is seller. I apologize for the marker. But so now the seller, you let the seller sign it. You just say, well, we agreed to everything, now go ahead. And sometimes they won't even hesitate. They go, well, that looks good to me. Boom, done. Sometimes I go, oh man, well, I don't know. And I said, well, is there anything you want to change? You reassure them that if there's anything you want to change, let's change it right now. Because if they do want to change something, let's change it right now and get it signed. Get it signed. That's assuming that you know value, and this didn't come out there, but you have to know value. If you know value, then you can go into any contract with confidence, knowing that you're getting a good deal, and you have the basics covered with what I just described here. I'll try to bring this in here just to see if it's any clearer, and it's really not that clear. But anyhow, quick review: purchase agreement, address, price, terms, meaning down payment $10K, balance carried $90K, amortized 10 years at 5%. Buyer and seller will agree to split escrow and title fees, subject to clear title. There's your out if there's something wrong. We'll close in 30 days. Seller, you get the seller to sign his name, and you got yourself a contract. And I'm telling you right now, it isn't any more complicated than that. There's people that can actually create a book on writing contracts, and you can. But here's what I'm trying to tell you. There's no rules on contracts. You can create any crazy terms you want. I've done contracts 40. That's when we make a contract that says you're going to buy it. You're going to take it, take possession, sit in it, and you're going to buy it. So it's a contract for deed. You might make payments, and I've done a video on that before, but I'll do a better one. And I apologize. This is going to be super slick in here pretty soon. I'll give you a quick look around here. This is my studio. This studio has been done for a couple of years, and I haven't had time to do anything much with it. But anyways, it's awesome studio, but I am too busy making deals to really do enough of this stuff. But now that I got my book out, and now you can get so much information for $10. It's almost nothing. So get the book, Flip Anything USA, hit that like button, hit that notification button. Please share and get others to subscribe. You get a lot of information. We like to share stuff here. You know, it just helps you. It just helps. See ya.